What is going on, guys? I'm just trying to make a quick video finally on the robot feature that came out I think a couple weeks ago now. I think I've had enough time playing around with it to really come out with some pretty good information. I do have all of the new guys, and believe it or not, they're actually really easy to get for free. I think I got 2 of them for paid, and the other 2 I actually got completely for free. So I'll try to give you some tips and tricks on just pretty much everything that I've kind of seen so far. It doesn't seem super complicated, and I'm going to try to stay on topic as much as possible. So this is the first 4 pads. It looks like each of the robot pads, so it's like air raid, anti-aircraft, they all do they're all specific to a different feature in the game. And if you add the matching type, if you see here, it's like this area up top here is grayed out. If you add a attacking robot to this slot, you get bonus aircraft critical hit. There's going to be some combination stuff that you can do with this. Probably, in this case, I don't have an attacking one here because I don't want the attacking stats. I don't really use aircraft critical hit, but I could use more of the defensive stuff. So that's why I'm using that there, and I think there's going to be a lot of playing around that. But I haven't unlocked the last 3 pads yet. It looks like this one you need to get everything to 20, or you need to get the one behind it to 25 in order to unlock this one, which in order to get this one to 25, you need to get all the previous ones to 25. So it does that whole chain round robin thing that the base does to just level up your stuff. I'm assuming 7 is going to be 30, and 8 is probably going to be 35 or 40 that you need to get everything to be able to unlock all of the different robot pads. But just going through at the base robot fortress, a couple features that to take note of. One is just your storage. It kind of just shows you which ones you have, which ones you don't have. I believe I have all of them unlocked so far. I've gotten every single one of them. So yeah, so you can kind of see them here. The R ones aren't as good as the SR ones. The SR ones aren't as good as the SSR ones. But what I can tell, the big difference, that just think of these very similarly to your psionic zone, but instead of a genius that gives you unique stats, so like something like MacArthur giving you overall critical hit multiple. Think of these as like pieces of carrier equipment, like 6-star equipment that you choose to have in your psionic zone. So like, for example, a pretty good example of this is the Interstellar Beauty. You get both implosion laser and implosion armor, which are both stats that you get from the JFK. So basically adding this, so with these 2 stats on it right off the bat, you get stats that you would normally have to have a JFK for, or you would have to have a JFK piece of equipment. And now this applies to all of my carriers since it's deployed on one of the pads. So this is a combination of, like, if you wanted to apply a JFK torpedo, right, like the skill in the psionic zone, that applies to all of your carriers. So it's like a carrier equipment specific psionic zone. It applies to all your carriers, and it gives them the stats or the buffs that are on that specific carrier or that specific robot. So a couple of them, I haven't really classed any of them up yet because they require copies of their own shards. So for example, for this guy, Tempo Warrior, I would need more Tempo Warrior shards if I wanted to class it up. The reason I would want to class it up is because then I would unlock the Find Weakness skill, and I'd be able to level them up more. So you can only cap them out at 20 right off the bat. And then in order to get to 30 and above, you need to class it again. In order to get it to 40, you need to class it again. So it's currently at actually blue right now. I believe you need to get them purple, red, or purple, red, orange, the same way that you would get other stuff. The same way you would get carriers, purple, red, orange. And then you unlock these other skills as you upgrade them. So the upgrade is just the level. Class is the color. Same way that regular carriers work. Where you deploy them, the only thing that I've noticed that actually matters is this attacking, like whatever it's the feature of the robot does, the attacking feature should be matched up with an attacking pad, and you get bonus stats for it. That's pretty much the only thing about where you're positioning them. Obviously, the SSRs are the best, so you're going to want to use those as much as possible. In order to level them up, you just upgrade, and then if you have enough of these steel fibers, you can just continuously upgrade them up until 20, then you have to class them to get any higher, blah, 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 blah. So rinse and repeat just to level them up. So the positioning doesn't really matter. It does, you have to put, all-rounder for this bonus. For like the bonuses, position matters. But if you don't use the bonus like I have over here, I don't really need the aircraft critical hit, so I don't really care if it's a defending or attacking one here. That's pretty much the only choice you have. The only other feature that's a little bit unique there. Oh, actually, you can dispatch them similar to how you can do like weekly mission quests here that just give you like, small, uranium and whatever. These give you photonic crystals by dispatching your robots, and you just need to and the upgrade fibers. So they give you the steel fibers. They give you sometimes stones like +1, +2. And then they give you ferrite to upgrade your base pads. You want to make sure that you're doing all 5 of your dispatches every day. Refresh them for the bigger ones, but some of the bigger ones require, this one's only level 15 or above robot, which is good. Some of them require purple robots and other stuff. So as you get them higher, you can do more of these quests. But for the most part, that seems pretty straightforward as well. And the only thing that's a little confusing are these energy stones. I believe, so if you see the outline here, right, that's purple. So the yellow bordered things apply to the yellow energy stones. The purple border applies to the purple energy stones. It just so happens that for this Mighty Warrior one, it unlocks after reaching purple quality, because you see this other yellow one, it unlocks after red. So like they're not corresponding to the class of the robot. They're corresponding to what stone goes into that slot. And I'm assuming after you reach orange, the one that's not colored over here, there's either going to be a new stone type of thing, or you're going to be able to slot in whatever in this last slot. In this, you're going to be able to get 2 purples and a yellow, 2 purples and a red, and they all add different things to it. So just some examples. That looks like the red stones give you predominantly attacking or damage stats. Either it's critical hit, accuracy, additional injury. I believe aircraft attack speed is one of them. No, critical hit, accuracy, crit damage. And then these stones, you should probably just memorize what they look like. So yeah, accuracy, additional injury, overall damage, basically attacking stuff is red. Purple give you attack speed, counterattack speed, countermeasure, boost morale, those types of stats, things that happen that affect like how the fight plays out instead of how much damage you specifically do. In most cases, my opinion, the purple ones are going to be the most influential on how the actual combat plays out. Yellow seems to be like more carrier stats. Red seems to be more aircraft or warships, like damage stats. And purple is like attack speed and countermeasure. In my experience, the things that have the most influence on a battle are those attack speed and countermeasure and boost morale. So those are probably going to be your most important stones. So you're going to want to try to make sure that you get as many of those as possible and as high of a level. It's really easy to upgrade them. You just go to the main robot fortress, material inventory, and then hit synthesize. Right now, the version that I'm using is not an updated version. This is on my computer, on my phone. There's another button on this side here called batch synthesize. Feel free to just do that. There's literally no benefit to having these stones not upgraded. And once they're all upgraded as high as possible, you can use the +6s, +5s, whatever. I didn't spend a dime on any of these, so these are all things that other people should have totally for free. The +6s, +7s. That way that I got the SSR robots for free are right here. So this robot shards thing is really, really beneficial for you, specifically the SSR body shards. So like the SR robot ones. How you get them is, so like you use the same shards. So if I wanted to like upgrade, where is it? Let me go to, if I wanted to upgrade Apostle of Light, right, an SR. If I go to class, I need 80 shards of the Apostle of Light to upgrade him to, I believe, purple. I think is the next one for him. Yeah, I believe it's purple. So if I wanted to get this guy to purple, I would need to get 80 shards of his. I can either do, or hers, I don't know, whatever. I can either do that, or, see how it's 9 here? I can go Material Inventory, Robot Shards, Apostle of Light, and I can convert 6 of those shards into 1 SR body shard. If I hit recast, it'll give me one. If I go into my items, shards, SR body shard, you can convert 2 of these into any of the SSR robot shards, and you need 20. Right, so I already did the math. If you have 40, obviously, well, you just multiply, but you have 40 of these SR body shards, you can get one of these guys completely for free. Okay, and in order to get 40 of these guys, right, multiply it by 6, because you need 6 of the shards, 6 of these shards to get one of those, and you need 240. So if I had 240 shards for Apostle of Light, I can convert all of those into one, by converting them to the SR shards first. I can then buy an SSR robot completely for free. And I actually got 2 of those since launch totally free. I didn't spend a dime on them. All you have to do to get those, super easy, totally for free. Make sure that the people that are the highest in your server are running these alien rallies. I'm currently running 22s because it's hard to run pirates with a Lincoln. But you can get full robots, which if you get the full robot and you already have one, the SR robots, it gives you 20 shards. So if you're running 5 of these rallies a day, you're probably going to get at least 5 or 6 shards, 7, maybe more, maybe 10 shards a day. And sometimes you'll get lucky and get a full robot, which gives you 20 more. So over the course of a couple weeks, you guys can probably pile on 200 to 300 shards as long as you're running these, and you can get all of the SSR robots completely for free, which I think is the biggest thing. It's basically getting a JFK torpedo for free for Interstellar. For all of they have really, really great stats, and you can keep rinsing and repeating that same methodology to then class these guys all the way up to red and orange completely for free. So it'll just take a while, but you can do it. And the stats on them is insane, right? This deflector armor, once it reaches gold class, this is, something that you're going to get from a Nyax. Overall dodge, you're going to get from a Lincoln or a Nyax. Like, these are really, really, really strong stats that you can get on all of these. And you can get it, they're just constant for your entire fleet. So I'm sure they're going to come out with more SSR robots. So if you want to save, say you get all 4 of these guys and then you don't really know which one is better for you, just keep saving your shards because they're going to come out with more of them. They may or may not be able to be obtained for free, but if they are, great. Then you can use this method to get the same ones, I'm assuming, or the same method to get them completely for free. So I hope this helps. That was pretty much all of it. If you yeah, that's everything that I wanted to go over. The only other thing would be like where you put stones and what stones are best. As most people have probably figured out by now, I hate which one is best questions. It's entirely dependent on your situation. For damage buffs, you probably just want to go with damage, right? Additional injury, overall attack, something like that. For the purple ones are what changes the game the most. And the purple stones, you're going to want to do it based on your opponent, right? If they're 10 aircraft speed ahead of you, you might want to throw in an aircraft attack speed stone so you can get your planes to attack first. There's a lot of strategy involved with the purple stones. The other ones are just raw stats. So the other ones are based on what you think that you want the most on your carrier. The purple ones change around situationally to beat other people. And that's the long and short of those stones. Make sure they're the highest possible, and just pick through what you got to optimize your fights. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and thank you for listening. Later, guys.